Tonight, 4 condemned criminals receive a second chance. Can this fortuitous twist of fate turn them into the world's most unlikely heroes? No, because this is Faster Purple Cannon Glass Kill.
Are you ready to die? Run from the purple worm's bite. It's just a matter of time. Your HP decline. So watch out, the purple worm is coming for you. Watch out, Dracula is coming for you. Watch out, the Jubilex is coming for you. Watch out, the Great Black is coming for you. Watch out, the Demogorgon's coming for you. Watch out, everything is coming for you.
Folks, it's the crossover you never knew you wanted that now you're forced to have. Not since H.B. Reese put together peanut butter and chocolate has there been so much potential for two great tastes to come together to form a Voltron of flavor for the taste buds of your mind. My name is Troy Lavallee from the Glass Cannon Network, and I am thrilled to be teaming up with the good folks at Beadle Grimm this evening in honor of their Kickstarter to play some Faster Purple Worm.
Kill!
We didn't rehearse that.
That was obvious.
But we've all played before, so we all knew. This is an exciting night for us. We have so few friends in this industry that we just latch onto them and suck the life out of them until they no longer want to hang out with us. But we have one of our closest friends in actual play here tonight. He's one of the founders of Beadle Grimm, and some might say he's the face of the company. But those people are not here this evening. So give it up for Matthew Lillard in the house tonight.
Good buddy.
Look, as a representative of the company, it is my great honor to sit at this virtual table with you guys. A real gift. You know, every time we get a chance to see you, we take that chance. We hug the shit out of you. Are we allowed to cuss at the Glass Cannon night? Oh.
Yes, it's encouraged.
Okay, well, we hugged the shit out of you.
That was too much.
But look, your support in this moment is really great for the company. As most companies, as most people out there know, the independent companies in the D&D sort of gaming space, Kickstarter is a huge point of profit. It's a huge way to keep the company going. And Faster Purple Worm is something we're super proud of. About 2 years ago, we came up with this idea of a new way to play a game, a new form of the game called Faster Purple Worm Kill Kill. You'll see it tonight. 4 first level characters go off into the world to become the heroes of legend. And sometimes things go bad. Things don't work out. Sometimes they live, but never before. Nobody's ever lived. But it's the Kickstarter. So we went to Dungeons and Dragons. We did 20 episodes of TV. And that went great. And we went to Dungeons and Dragons and said, we would love to find a way to do a core rule book around this form with you. And they said yes. And so we are like one of the first companies ever to do a Kickstarter, an official D&D Kickstarter. So we're ending tomorrow. So this is like sort of our last push to find people to support this this noble cause, this lovely little book that we want to bring to the public.
We'll be putting the link in the chat all night long, and then of course in the description of this video as well. Faster Purple Worm, Everyone Dies, Volume 1.
Look at that!
Everybody died. Look at that!
Oh yeah,
Look at that!
Gorgeous.
That is very sexy. The final legs.
It's just amazing because if you're looking with the details, all of the heroes look so hopeful, and they're all looking away from the monster. It's
looming
about to swallow
right
them
behind
whole.
it.
It's a very, very well done cover.
perfect.
Yeah, so
fun.
if you're watching this tonight, the final legs of a Kickstarter are always clutch for really putting Kickstarters over the top. The Naish, you guys always show up for these things. So please take a second, either during the stream or afterwards. You got, I think, until Thursday. You said tomorrow, but I think you might have until Thursday. Make sure you just toss a couple shekels at the good people at Beadle Grimm's. I'm really excited. I got to play this. Obviously, Joe and I, we flew out to LA and we were part of the 20 episodes that you shot on this like real TV set. It was amazing. And then Ross was a part of that as well. And then Ross played with you guys at Gen Con. And then Sydney and I got to play Faster Purple Worm Kill at San Diego Comic-Con. So we've all done this before. But what I'm excited about is when I ran it for the TV show, I just had to come up with something. And I was like, all right, I'll come up with an idea. And tonight, I'm actually going to be running one of the scenarios from the book that the host of the show, Bill Rayor, wrote. So I'm really excited to be doing this. And let's just jump right in.
Yes!
I'm going to throw you off your game immediately.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yeah, I purposely didn't tell you anything because Faster Purple Worm Kill isn't about being super prepared. It's about showing up and being thrown curveball after curveball after curveball. So let's see how you handle
Tonight
this
is about
first.
survival, though. Tonight, because you're not John Ciccolini, who kills everyone, who's our DM of on record, who the Beadle and Grimm's founding member. He kills everyone, but tonight we have a chance to survive. We have a chance to do this. Joe, let's go, dude.
Hey,
We could be the heroes on the book cover, guys. We could do it.
win or lose.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Win or lose, how do we do it different? Well, we're going to begin our adventure this evening in prison. This is something I purposely didn't mention to you as you were preparing your characters. But yes, the four of you will be playing inmates currently in prison with life sentences.
Oh my God.
So we're gonna die anyway.
Dust slammer.
I'm a prince. I am royalty.
Having looked at your character
you made
sheets,
a prince?
This is
literally
amazing.
have never played a prince. I played this show like 1,000 times now.
Matthew
I'm like, oh, this
Lillard.
is super fun.
I also made a prince.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Two princes stand before you. Just go ahead now.
Are you?
Now,
What's your heritage?
I am what am I? I'm a hill dwarf.
Oh, we're so different. I'm a high elf.
That's sweet.
I wonder if,
quite
I
different.
wonder if
high
we
elf.
know each other. Are we in like white collar prison?
We
Are we like in prince?
Well, I don't know. These two
prison?
mooks.
Yeah.
These two mooks. It is not good.
They should not.
Yeah,
we
is
should
this a
not
white
be
collar
with.
fantasy?
We should
Yeah.
not be with these guys. I'm telling you that.
I am also a high elf. It could be white collar prison.
These are life sentences.
White collar prison.
Turns out that the real horrible monster looming behind us in this one is the justice system.
It's corrupt.
It's corrupt.
It's undefeated.
yes, the only monster tonight is time. But yeah, no, you are here for life sentences for crimes that you have committed or at least have been tried and found guilty of. So we're in this prison. Opening scene will like pan down this hallway of cells, each of them filled with various unsavory characters until we reach the end of the cell block where your 4 cells are. Let's say there's like 2 cells on one side, one with each of you in it, and then 2 cells on the other side, one with the other 2 of you in it. Let's start with you, Ross. Ross, what does your character look like sitting alone in their cell?
Okay. You look through the bars of the cell, and in the light cast through the barred sort of window up there, casting its shaft onto the stone floor, you can see kind of silvery hair falling over the face of an elf. And or a half elf, I might say, because you can tell little pointy ears coming out of that hair. And as he lifts it up, a sort of Van Dyke kind of mustache and goatee, and you're looking at like just a classic like Robin Hood, Peter Pan looking forest running half elf. This is a face that belongs in a suit of emerald verdant green, tripping lightly among the moss and the tree roots.
But no, ensconced within a cold cell of stone is this half-elf, Garavas. And let's say, are we talking about why we're here yet?
Well, it's funny you should ask that, because if we were live in front of a studio audience, I might ask the audience. But instead of you telling me what you did, Ross, Sydney, what do you think Ross's character Garavas did?
Yeah.
To be sentenced to life in prison.
Okay.
Yeah, what did this wood elf do?
Well, this is interesting because we were mentioning white collar prison, and I'm like, well, that doesn't really exist for a life sentence, probably. But you did mention Robin Hood Ross, and I feel like Garavas maybe, instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, perhaps was stealing from the poor and giving to the rich in some way or another. And mayhaps we all got entangled in this mess because my character's a prince and I shouldn't be here. So perhaps you gave someone the wrong money and took the wrong money from somebody else.
Wow. Are you, what do you think? Are you guilty, Garavas? Are you innocent?
Life sentence for petty theft?
Perhaps it was not petty.
Maybe things got violent.
Yeah.
Maybe it was organized crime. Maybe it's a family affair.
Oh.
I think Garavas probably comes from I think his elvish side, he's half-elf, right? His elvish side devoted to protection of the forest, the union of natural forces and the balance of all these things. He is a ranger, after all, used to the wilds of the woodlands. But the human side is perhaps involved in some more kind of urban kind of ways of plying a trade and a living. And so let's say after a time spent in the forest learning its ways, he was approached with an offer that he couldn't refuse to rob a caravan, an armored car, let's say, going through a wooded landscape down the King's Highway. And he led a little robbery mission. It was a little what am I thinking of? You know, in The Usual Suspects when they do the armored car robbery.
Go on.
Sort of the fantasy version of that, but everything went totally wrong. And
there is no fucking coke.
So yeah, Matt, we cuss around here.
I guess so. All right. F-bombs on me daily. I got
We say heck, we say butt, all of it.
We say but all of it.
All right, so
all of his co-conspirators riddled with arrows. He was maybe caught an arrow in the shoulder, but was dragged away to face a life sentence for taking away this money that was, of course, collected by the royal government for charity. He literally stole from the poor to give to his corrupt family, and now he's going to face the ultimate penalty for it.
life in prison, no chance of parole. You look across the hallway here into another cell where you see a dwarf. Sydney, tell me about your character. What do they look like?
All right. You see Prince Glenn the Great.
Glenn?
And Glenn.
Okay.
Prince Glenn the
Prince
Great.
Glenn the Great.
First of his name?
Exclamation point. First of his name.
Yeah.
He is 4 feet tall, 160 pounds, just like a bowling ball of a man. He looks like Prince Charming from Cinderella if he got squashed. He's got shoulder-length, sandy blonde hair. No beard. Surprisingly, no beard for a dwarf. Clean shaven. And it makes him look even more round. His whole head looks round. And again, Prince Charming, but like squashed. And he's running his hand through his sandy blonde hair. His ragged prison tunic is kind of open, showing his bare chest. And he's tapping his finger along the bars every so often, looking out very longingly and sighing deeply as he looks through the bars.
Matthew Lillard, what do you think Glenn the Great did to throw him in
first of all,
prison?
I feel terrible there's a dwarf with alopecia. I think this is like a horrible...
Yeah.
This is a fate worse than
It's
death
not
for a
alopecia
dwarf.
in the dwarf community is not talked about enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, I respect you and I feel horrible for you. You know, we had met years ago during Cotillion, and I saw the way you danced, and you are quite elegant. You're beautiful. So clearly you put yourself in some kind of relationship that was ill-fated, right? You either made an advancement to climb the ranks, and you crossed the wrong person, and I don't think you actually did anything wrong. I think you've been set up. Right, I think that you probably trifled with somebody's wife or husband, whichever you may prefer, and that probably both at the same time. And
That was your first mistake.
Yeah, just thought about that.
there's a baby oil for days, is what they call. Yeah, baby oil, the great is what they call you
That's what they
behind
call
your back.
me.
Too soon. I think that's too soon. But so you've trumped up charges, right? I can see it in your eyes. The poetry you write at night is moving, and you can't write that kind of poetry. You can't express yourself without having, really felt the kind of betrayal you have felt. So I'm calling them innocent.
Wow. Okay. So innocent of a crime of double passion.
Yep.
Okay, I like this. As you're strumming your finger along the bars, looking ruefully out towards the empty hallway. It's nighttime. Most of the other inmates are asleep. You do see across the way a fellow prince, someone you have met before, someone you've spent some time with. I imagine some of you have been here a long time already, serving your sentence. We can discuss who's been here a while and who's a new inmate. But in the meantime, Matthew, what does your character look like?
Yeah,
what does Prince Glenn the Great see?
Yeah, I'm Prince Jasper. I'm beautiful. I am a high elf. I have not been here very long. I am still emotionally verklempt. This is horrible. I have on that long sort of nightgown shirt, and I've tucked my knees inside my shirt, and I just weep. I sit in the corner and weep, and I cry, and I have been, clearly, I didn't do anything wrong, but it's really, the amount of crying is shocking. Like, he just, for long stretches, wails, tucked into his little chemise. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. I don't know if that's
It sounded like a word.
Sounds right.
That's what they call it here. That's a standard issue prison chemise.
Yeah.
So, this guy tucked away looking like Wee Willie Winky. Joe, what do you think?
I don't know
Prince
why I
Jasper?
keep doing this, but I really like this. This is my body action for the whole, because it's on camera, so I want you to be able to see it. But he is clutching his pearls. And this is a horrible time for Prince Jasper.
Joe, what did Prince Jasper do? This poor noob here in the prison.
Don't
Tell
feel
him.
bad for Jasper for a second. He's a lying, filthy murderer.
Whoa.
What?
Accused of fratricide.
I killed my own face. Is that killing your father?
Your brother.
My brother. He deserved it. I mean, no, I didn't do it.
Was it the older brother?
Accused of killing the heir to the throne in an attempt. Now, not seen at the scene of the crime, but it is believed that Jasper hired some thugs to jump the prince during a caravan through the woods.
Oh, nice, Joe.
And Joe, remind me that prince's name. His older brother.
His older brother?
Yeah.
I'm glad
The
you
one who
asked.
died. The one who
Yeah.
died.
The
Yeah.
one he killed.
Prince Warren.
Where?
Warren?
Prince Warren.
What, are you trying to say Warren?
That's it. Warren.
Prince Warren.
Jasper and Warren.
Obviously.
Prince Warren, okay.
Obviously,
Prince Warren.
Prince Warren.
Comes trippingly from the tongue. Thank you, Joe. Warren. My brother, Prince Warren.
Wherein?
Prince Warren.
Warren.
So
Prince Warren.
It is
don't
such
feel bad.
It's a collection of non-strange letters, Warrin, but it's a very weird name to say.
Prince Warren.
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 I don't know. Well, Joe, the last cell we look into is your character's cell. What heritage are we looking at here?
Across, I would say then, from Prince Jasper, you see another high elf. This one, though, not so clad in pearls, clad in nice, not really aristocratic, not noble garb, but high society-ish garb. But it is run down, dirty, filthy, been here for a long time. He has bronze skin and this copper hair that has just grown and grown over the last couple years that he's been here, and it now kind of hides his eyes and hangs over his face, and it's like grimy and wet almost looking. Maybe he has like a leak above in his cell, and his hair is just kind of in a constant state of dampness, and he's just sitting on the ground, leaning back up against the wall, elbows up on his knees, head down, and just says, "Your Royal Highness, could you please with the tapping? Could we stop with the tapping?"
Who? Me?
And you can see his teeth are like rotting out a little bit. It's just, it's been years down here. Years.
Will do.
Ross, what did this guy do?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Smoke. Yeah, what's this
Oh
guy's
yeah,
name?
what's his name?
His name is Filigree Hunt.
Filigree Hunt.
Filigree Hunt. And you would think if he wasn't so beaten down in this place, if he wasn't so run down, if he had the benefits of a haircut and a shower, he would be incredibly handsome. Like, shockingly handsome. And he is a half-elf rogue, sort of a scoundrel type.
Do I know him?
You may. I'm not sure. He's not famous. I imagined him as kind of a confidence man. Like that sort of a rogue. He's got charisma, high scores in deception, stuff like that. Yeah.
Maybe his crime was famous. Maybe it was in all the papers. Ross, what are we talking here?
Yes,
Awesome.
it was famous for sure.
Oh, man.
There's a duke who keeps an estate nearby, a lofty household. One of these local aristocrats who's darn near a king in and of themselves, a massive power base, access to incredible wealth, and feudal vassals of all sorts. Throws lavish balls, repays his friends well, and is looking for just the right match to shore up the household with his beautiful daughter. And of course, it's on the lips of every person in the entire Shire when, on the very night before her nuptial, the door is flung open into her bedchamber to see the roguish Filigree Hunt making good his escape from the window. He near to ran down the turret and escaped, and almost escaped. Injuring many in his escape, but was ultimately laid low by the bondsman of the Duke, clapped in irons. And even though, like a more of a social crime, the Duke leaned in close as you were being dragged away and says, "You will never see the light of the sun again. You will never see the light of the sun again. I hope you enjoyed your one night in paradise."
I mean, that is a totally legit way to get a horrible life sentence. Like,
Terrible.
sleeping with the Duke's daughter. Like, it's just bad business.
And
So I
everyone,
love this idea. Yeah.
everyone had done it before. You just got caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I like that too.
She was a free woman.
He's
I mean,
so
she was-
bitter and angry now because he knows everyone was. Yeah.
So you used to be this handsome son of a gun, and now how long have you been in here?
I imagine he's been here like 8 years.
Oh,
8 years.
Feels like a lifetime.
And yeah, so he's gaunt, skinny, lost a lot of his strength, and he's just
Bitter.
worried.
Is he full of rage and bitterness?
Yeah. But you know what? I think at times he is in good spirits. He's not always like that, and you find him at times to be rather enjoyable. Crack a joke, lighten the mood, but then other times he sinks into this deep depression.
That's the show. That was an hour. That was good. Good work.
That's it.
We did it.
And eventually you all die of old age. Good night, everybody.
This is Bill's. This is Bill's adventure.
No, you are all inmates at Gravesend Prison. In the isolated town of Turtle Bay, lies along the Sword Coast. You would all know Turtle Bay began as a prison colony more than a century ago, and while several businesses have risen up around its well-placed seaport over the years, expanding the population and giving the town a modicum of credibility, the enormous stone walls of Gravesend Prison loom over everything. And this is where you will be spending the rest of your natural life. Or will you? It's midnight. Some of you maybe have even drifted off to sleep. Several, if not most of the other inmates have. And then suddenly there's a clamor, sound of like metal banging on metal. And then you see like prison guards marching down the hallway. Lights go on. They're dragging their tonfas across the bars. Ting, 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 ting. Wake up! Wake up! At attention! Everybody up! Open the cells! And they go through the routine of opening up the cells, and each of you know that you have mere seconds once the doors to your cells have been opened to be standing at attention outside. They're like, move! 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 Do all of you get in line and stand at attention?
I don't think I do. I think this is the first time I've been roused in the middle of the night. I'm still awake because I'm crying and still terrified, but the door opens and I just cry a little louder.
Oh, dude, you are the guy in like the first night in Shawshank.
Shawshank.
Yes.
Yeah, the first night.
So everything's going better for you.
Yeah, fish. Yeah, fish.
I think Prince Glenn the Great does get out of his cell because he feels like he has been wronged and he is just waiting for the right person to obviously come to Turtle Bay, tell them that they've made a big mistake, pay them the money, and then he'll be able to leave. So he doesn't want to cause any problems. He's going to step out and he's going to see Prince Jasper and he's going to say, Prince Jasper,
What?
of course, come out of your cell. Come out of your cell.
What?
Come out of your cell, man. Stand up. Stand up. They're going to beat you if you don't stand up.
They'll beat you.
Cell 14!
Prince Jasper.
Okay.
Guard marches down to the end just as you get up and stand in line.
I'll stand up and I have no shoes on. I have no breeches on. I just have my long chemise. And I'll
Your
make
chemise.
my way out to that line. I'll be the last one in line.
All right, and he's like rearing up to smash you, and you get into position. He smiles at you. Guards walk up and down the row. Then they say, move! And they start marching you down the hallway, down the stairs, and outdoors into the exercise yard. It's cold. It's like late fall. Some people are like naked, completely naked, because they didn't let anybody have time to get dressed. Other people are like half dressed. Most of them are just like rubbing their eyes, still waking up. Everybody give me an insight check.
Nice.
Everybody does a curious.
That was a vocal insight check. As you're being rushed into the exercise yard here, just a little insight.
Dude, I rolled my Beadle and Grimm's monk set dice from my Professor Purple Worm John. Natural 20.
Oh,
Strong start for old
Nice.
Filigree.
There you go. I got a dirty 20.
So did I.
What?
Whoa!
Wow.
we
So
wasted
22
zeros.
for me, 20, and then Sid?
I got an 11. Pardon me, sir. For what reason are we being marched at this early hour through the courtyards? I'm almost indecent.
Quiet, and they punch you in the stomach.
Fuck!
He's got to take a knee to punch you in the stomach.
What?
Take it on the chin.
Ow! Ow! Really
The rest of you, you feel like although the guards are being forceful with everyone, they seem confused by what's happening as well. You get the sense that they don't know what's going on, and they're kind of like put out at having to do this. So as uncomfortable as you feel being roused out of sleep and pushed outdoors, you feel like the guards don't quite know what's going on either.
Okay, so I think Garavas maybe puts his hand on Prince Glenn's shoulder. It's like, do not provoke them, Your Highness. Do not provoke them. There is confusion in their ranks. It is like a frighted bear or deer. When you put the fear to them, then that is when they strike. So it is in the woodlands, in the hills and the dales. It's like tears are welling in his eyes.
Prince Glenn looks up to you because he is 4 feet tall. Oh, I see. Perhaps we will stay quiet then and light of foot, eh?
Yes. Yes, stay quiet. Lest you bring the wrath of the bestial creatures that surround us. and after that, he drops Mum to see what the hell is going on.
And
There's like 100 of you. Every inmate, as far as you can see, corralled into a large circle in the prison yard. The guards all standing on the perimeter. And up on this like observatory tower that looks over the yard, you see the shadowed silhouette of this like huge warrior in ancient splint mail emerging from the shadows and standing there on this observation deck that overlooks the yard. And while the figure is like a silhouette at first, your eyes start to adjust to the night light, to the moonlight, and you see the warden looking down on all of you disapprovingly. The warden's name is Gratter Grumlock. This is a figure that is very seldom seen, but deeply feared at Gravesend. Obviously, Filigree, you've been here 8 years. You've seen the warden maybe twice. Okay? Someone like Prince Jasper who'd never seen the warden.
This is not good.
So after like surveying the prisoner crowd with obvious disgust,
He looks to the prince. That, Your Royal Highness, is the warden. The warden makes an appearance very rarely.
Perhaps they could help us out of this tight spot where...
It's the middle of the night. Why would the warden be out in the middle of the night?
Something is going on. Can I grab a guard? Like, not forcibly, but like, I feel like he knows some of these guards. He's probably
Charlie.
charmed
You
them
see
over time.
Charlie.
Yeah. He's like, Charlie, what's going on? Why is he out?
Charlie looks around like he's not supposed to be talking to you. He doesn't want the other guards seeing that he's talking to you, and he's like,
I slip him 2 cigarettes.
he takes him and he's like, I don't know. Thanks for the smokes.
Charlie, that sucks. You owe me.
He immediately smokes both of them at the same time.
Blows in
Takes
his face.
And then punches you in the stomach.
Why are you so cool?
What did Charlie say? Was it helpful?
What did he say? Yes. What did he say?
He said he likes smokes, and he said he promised he'd get me some. No, he said the warden is calling this and he doesn't know why.
Well. This is your lucky day, Vermin. Commander Arbeck needs some brave volunteers for a problem out on the bay.
I'll do it.
Just stares at you. It's midnight, and he's got dark glasses on.
He lowers his hand,
Piercing
thinking
eyes.
perhaps he doesn't see him.
I told the commander that my prison holds nothing but worthless cowards, but she's making me do this anyway.
Here's the offer. The first 5 of you who raise your hands, or should I say, the first 4, get to leave here and do whatever the hell it is the commander tells you to do. If you die a little braver than you are now, and if you survive, well, either way, you never have to come back to Gravesend. The dead get buried. The survivors, if there are any, get to go home. So, anyone here ready to risk what little life they got left?
We should all do it. This is an excellent opportunity.
Filigree's hand will shoot up. He's just thinking any opportunity he has to get outside a wall or even talk to someone other than these guards, he could work his way into an escape. So he's just like, he's not afraid of dying. He's like,
Garavas's hand
at least gives me a chance.
Garavas's hand was already up. Like the mere idea of being able to breathe mountain air again, once more outside of these earth confines.
Get your hand up. They're not going to let you die. Get your hand up.
I can't.
There's this bugbear standing next to you, Prince Jasper, who like puts his hand on your arm. And it's like, this is a trap. Don't do it. They're just trying to get rid of the bravest and the toughest of us. Anyone who raises a paw will get dragged behind the outhouse and stabbed in the neck.
Oh!
Oh,
What?
badass!
It's like this
One-eyed
7-foot tall bugbear. He's got an infected hole where his left eye should be. You would know, everyone probably except Jasper, he goes by the name Benny the Butcher. But in all your time here, you've heard several different legends as to why Benny is here and how he got his name. And he sees this new recruit that is trying to be egged on by the others to raise his hand. He's like, no, when an offer's too good to be true, it's always someone trying to kill you. You, don't raise your hand, Glenn. Filigree, don't do it.
I'm so scared. Benny, will you, if I stay, if I don't go, will you take care of me? Will you protect me?
Yes, I will adopt you. You will be my son, which means I will be a king.
Not quite certain that's how it works.
Hold on. Benny.
In the bugbear community, that's how it works.
Benny.
If you adopt or steal a prince, you are now a king.
Benny.
I see the pus starting to roll out of his eyes, and I'll gently raise my hand as high as I can.
All right, so you all have your hands raised up.
Yes.
And Grumlock is like, oh, well, look at these 4 vermin here, raising their hands. All right. Thought you'd be scared, and I don't blame you. But Commander Arback ain't asking. Guards, grab them. And grab the bugbear, too. And Benny's like, no. And the guards just like grab you all and shackle your legs together, shackle you to each other, and just start dragging you forcibly out of the yard. And while you're being pulled out, you hear the other guys, all right, back to your cells, back to your cells. And they're ushering everybody back. There's grumbling. You hear more people getting beaten on the way out. And you are being ushered to the front of the building and out the doors of Gravesend.
Nice.
Oh, I've dreamed of this moment.
We're gonna take it to the outhouses after all. You hear that, Benny?
Something ain't right. I don't trust that warden.
Well, either way.
There's nothing to trust, Benny, but perhaps we can take his own deceit and use it against him.
If we are to die, Benny, better that we die outside of that horrible warren of stone hallways, and out here in the open air, where you can hear the lappings of the brooks, the rills of water falling through the roots of tender trees and sprouts.
Quiet down back there!
Yes, well,
The only way we
guard
survive.
says.
The only way we survive is that we work together. We must work together. Benny, you do it with us. We are almost unstoppable.
Huddle up, team. And Glenn will try to huddle as we're walking quietly talking. The power.
It's extremely awkward walking like this. Why are you doing this?
Sorry, we could hold hands instead.
The chains make it even
The
worse.
chains make and he falls.
And everyone else follows with
down.
He's so weak. He's so weak. I pull him up. Come, brother, come.
The power
Come, my
vested,
son.
the power vested in me
Your Highness.
by Tyr and all that is good. I will protect you with my life. It is my sworn duty, and I will do it.
Well, thank you, Your Grace.
And who's with me?
Yes, I will let you protect me at every stop. Every stop. You can do whatever it takes to make sure I survive. Thank you.
Please.
Thank
I will
you.
let you protect me in every chance I get.
Prince
And
Jasper,
please.
you are a true friend that I have had for so long, and I know that you know that I didn't do what they said that I did to the Queen and also to the King, and I didn't. I did some of it, but not the bad stuff.
Yes, everyone's innocent in Gravesend. They pull you out of the fortress into the night, and you shiver as you emerge into the darkness, away from this unwanted home that you've been at, some of you, for very long, and the bright moonlight and the fresh air feels like the vestiges of a previous life. The guards lead you down a path from the hilltop where the prison sits, and you see in the moonlight below this pristine bay stretching out below you. 2 ships float together at the docks, a large, impressive military vessel and a smaller, sleeker, single-mast sailing ship. There is a hard-boiled looking woman standing in front of the larger ship. She's wearing a naval outfit, and she's got her arm crossed, waiting there with a retinue of naval officers surrounding her. And as the guards come up, she makes a big show of asking them to take your shackles off. Remove the shackles. Give them space. There you are now. Yes, I am Commander Arbeck. I'm sorry that you have been treated so poorly. There was no reason for them to bring you down here shackled. Now I can at least properly welcome you to the great Turtle Bay in all its moon-kissed glory. Isn't it marvelous?
Yes, indeed. It is quite spectacular. And he starts pushing his hair back and trying to smooth it out a little bit, wiping some of the dirt off of his face and trying to give himself a more proper appearance. The fresh air is invigorating him. He's just almost lighting up, and at having his shackles removed, he just kind of has this moment where he's thinks about just bolting. He's wait, think better of it. Pick the right moment. It'll happen. It'll come. And he says, "May I ask, what is the meaning of this? Why have we all been dragged down here in the middle of the night?"
Yes, I imagine you would want to know that. She looks around at the guards and her men and just kind of motions the 5 of you to step aside with her. I don't know how much the warden told you, but I have a problem. For the past 5 nights, a strange ship bathed in eerie white light has appeared right over there, just off the coast, after sunrise. Every night I've sent a small detachment of my forces out to board the ship. None of those 4 boarding parties have returned, and their boats have vanished as well. Now I'm down to just this one last sailing vessel. You are my last best option to find out what this mysterious ship is hiding.
But of course, Captain Arbeck, was it?
Yes, Commander Arbeck.
Commander, my name is Prince Glenn the Great. I thought perhaps my family had called and had gotten me out of the prison in Turtle Bay.
No, Prince Glenn. However, should you succeed at this mission, I will ensure that the royal family is immediately made aware of your situation, and you will be brought home.
If I may be so bold, Commander Arbeck, this ship just appears upon the horizon at dawn.
It's the strangest
Do they
thing.
make threatening overtures toward you, toward your forces?
Not so much. It's just out of place. It will appear usually just before dawn, and then disappears after sunrise. It just is not something I want out there. Turtle Bay will one day be a great city, and I need to show that I can keep it safe.
Is there sound?
sent-
Sorry, go right ahead.
You sent 4 detachments of trained, armed soldiers to no avail? What do you expect us to do?
Yes, I
I'm
imagine.
in rags. I have no weapon.
I know what you're thinking. You think I'm sending you straight to your death. Well, I don't believe in ghosts. I'm not about to start now. You will be fine, because I'm going to send you out there with an advantage my other crews did not receive. An old friend of mine owns a store nearby. I've spoken to him, and he's agreed to loan you some very powerful magic to aid in the removal of this ghost ship. My men can escort you there when you are ready. Take what he offers you, and let's just get this over with.
Can I do a check on the ghost ship?
Yeah.
Legends, I don't. Would that be like an investigation, or is that more like a religion kind of?
Well, if it's something undead, then maybe some
Something
religion.
undead that appears every day at dawn, like a curse that
What
would
class?
be known about.
What class are you?
I'm a rogue.
That's right, you're a rogue. All right, so yeah, you might not have a very high religion.
No, but he's
whatever.
very intelligent.
Okay. You'd
Yeah,
mention that.
he's like more spec'd in intelligence and charisma than strength and dexterity. Like he's.
How about a
kind of that
history
kind of-
check? Something in the history realm?
Yeah, sure, that works. I'll roll a quick history, see if he knows anything. No, 8.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard rumors of ghost ships and whatnot, but they're like children's fairy tales.
Right, sounds like a fairy tale. Yeah.
Yeah. And the vibe you're getting from Commander Arbeck is like she doesn't believe it as well. Maybe you're even getting this little hint that she thinks that maybe her men just use this as an excuse to like
Take leave.
Yeah.
What's can you do a perception check on Benny the Butcher? What's his vibe right now? Is he leaning in? Is he
He's got his arm folded and he's kind of like rocking in place. Again, 7 feet tall, stands at least a foot over the tallest of you, and he looks very unsteady.
I mean, I will say in the moment, look, if you are willing to provide me with pants, I have no pants, I just have this beautiful chemise. If you are willing to provide me with pants and with magical items and Benny the Butcher, what say you? Because if you are in, I know not how we can fail. You are a
Give my son pants. I must admit I do not like the water. My entire family was drowned when I was a child, and that does things to a bugbear.
Oh, dear heavens. Benny, I had no idea. I wouldn't have sung so many songs about the ocean from my cell.
Yes, to many people, the sight of a great ancient red dragon would strike fear into their hearts. For me,
Yes, I can only imagine what you felt upon hearing Prince Glenn singing Changes in Attitudes, Changes in Latitudes. But there is a type of... There is a benefit, perhaps, Benny, to facing these sorts of fears. In a way, one can purge them. Physics and apothecaries sometimes say that the cure is to take some of the poison itself. The only difference between is the quantity of the remedy. If you can perform an act of heroism upon the waves, then perhaps you can purge yourself of the malady of this fear of yours. And to honor to your family.
It's true.
As the newly crowned king, it is my regal duty to protect my people.
Have to stop you.
So yes,
So bugbears, it
I
works
will
sort of a
join you.
reverse consanguinity. It goes like backwards up the... I don't really...
You see.
your king will join you on this mission.
Very well, all hail the king.
All
I
hail
am
the
overwhelmed with royalty. Everywhere I look.
And as perhaps we turn towards what I assume is the store to get magic stuff, I may lean over to Glenn and I mean really lean, because the height differential is massive. It's like, and of course, as soon as we're seaworthy, we're getting out of here, right? We're turning south and getting out of here. Yes?
Pardon me, and he even pulls you even closer, sort of off from the group. Garavas, I hope you're not insinuating that we would not complete the mission for Commander Arpak.
Commander Arvak is as respectful as she has been to us, is still the arm of the state that has imprisoned us all. If they give us a seaworthy vessel, weapons to protect ourselves, and no guidance of these Marines who have been consumed by this so-called ghost ship night after night, why could we not simply lasso the winds with her sails and have it carry us to further freedom?
Oh, Garavas, I understand what you're saying, but we agreed to what the Warden put before us, that we would only earn our freedom if we were to do this task.
I see that you consider that a legally binding hand raise. Well,
I just don't think that Tyr would smile down upon me if I were to technically escape prison. I was wrongfully convicted, and I should be let out on my own accord, or if my family ever comes for me. Not sure what's taking them so long.
You are an honorable dwarf.
Prince to you.
Yes, Your Highness,
but you
course.
can call me Glenn.
Yes,
I just rolled a quick perception on this conversation, and I rolled a natural 19 for 21.
Glenn's stupid, so Glenn's
heard
talking
everything.
really loud.
So I heard everything. And as
Seeing as
they-
how we're
and
all
it-
chained together, I'm going to assume I also heard.
Glenn's
Yeah, great.
talking
Oh, they
really
unchained us.
loud.
They unchained you.
Oh, they unchained.
right.
Oh,
The
so
commander
I-
made a big show of them unchaining
I
you. Yes, so
rechained me and Jasper together just because I think it's nice to be close.
It's fun. Go ahead, John.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Once Commander Arbeck gets the sense that you're either down or really don't have any choice, because that's what the situation is here, she motions to her men and they lead you into town. She says, I'll see you momentarily. We will prepare your ship. And the men walk you into town. They're not pushing you or anything. They're like, just right this way. Come on, right this way. They walk you about 10 minutes or so until they take you into the town square.
So what's
And
happening with these ships? I mean, the men go out and the ships don't come back either. They just vanish. Everything.
I don't know. I'm new here.
But,
I just started yesterday.
okay. Well, good luck with your new job.
Yeah. So far, it's been a weird couple of days. But,
Have you seen
Higher, I understand. Quite a bit of turnover if all of the Marines are getting consumed by a ghost ship every morning.
Have you seen?
no one's really hiring right now, so
It's a job's a job.
I've never been on a ship in my life.
What?
Right this way. And he brings you to this little store. It's like this garishly painted bright pink and purple tower just on this little side street off of the town square, and above the ornate double doors there's a sign that says Fenwick's Fine Frippery.
Yes.
And
Oh my God! It's still here. Oh. Thank the gods.
Stood the test
I
of
love
time.
this place.
go ahead, go in. We'll be waiting outside.
He'll go
Shopping spree!
Fenwick, are you here? Fenwick.
You enter the tower and you ask for Fenwick, and you just hear a voice but don't see anyone. It's like, customers, welcome, welcome. And then this like little halfling comes around the corner.
Fenwick!
Oh, filigree hunt!
It's been ages.
By the gods' purple eyes! I thought you were dead!
He comes up and gives Fenwick a hug. Oh, it's good to see you, my friend.
Not too
Yes.
tight.
Sorry, I'm very excited. Oh, it's
What
so
happened
good
to
see you.
Is it true that you stooped the Duke's daughter?
That is absolutely true, Fenwick. But the punishment does not fit the crime. I mean, it really is a little excessive. Anyway, business is booming.
Oh, yes, well, things have been a little slow as of late, but it's booming now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 customers, and look at the size of you. And Benny the Butcher's just standing there.
Benny, loosen up. Fenwick is the absolute best. He's fantastic. Nobody knows magical items better in this region.
I'm the newly crowned king.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Your Grace, please, Fenwick, kneel before our king.
Royalty, and more royalty. I recognize the two of you, Prince Jasper and Prince Glenn the Great. I am overwhelmed here. A king and 2 princes, and a man back from the dead, and an elf.
It is, yes. It is.
I just sort of bow.
It has been so long since we have been in your presence in this glorious shop. I remember that you did, in fact, create the cotillion outfit we wore for my brother and my poor lost brother and I.
Yes.
Yes. We. Is there a back door? A back. Do you have a back door?
Glenn just starts to look at Prince Jasper.
I just think perhaps.
Yes.
I'm not good on the water either. I do all right with the rapier. Yes, I do. I've been trained as a fighter. But if there is undead, if there is a ghost ship, if how many boats have gone out, what are the chances we survive? I mean, yes, Benny.
Well, Fenwick is just the person to take care of that, aren't you, Fenwick?
Yes.
He's got
But wait
something
a
up his
minute.
sleeve. I can tell. You can see the glint in his eye. A magical scroll, perhaps. Something that will.
You're the one who
shoot
killed
these-
your brother.
Yes, that's
You're
him.
the
He's
one
the
who
one.
killed your brother. Yes.
That was an honest accident. It was an honest accident.
How are you free and walking about right now?
We have been charged to dispatch the ghost ship out in Turtle Bay. Have you seen this?
Arbeck sent you.
Yes, have you?
Oh, you're
Yes,
the,
yes, we
oh,
are.
you're the group
Yes.
that's come.
You are supposed to have mighty magical items for us.
Of course, yes. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were the retinue that was being sent by Commander Arbeck. She spoke to me earlier, said there were some prisoners coming here, and I see a king, 2 princes, a man from the dead. This is wonderful. Oh, yes, anything for Commander Arbeck. You know, her and I were lovers back in the day.
Did
Yes,
not-
it was
you did-
very.
It did not
We would
mean
get
that.
very hot
He
and heavy.
didn't mention it.
Yes, didn't come
yes.
Billy
That was
would have-
A. You would just always use the letter A. All her letters signed A.
Yes, we would
That's
have
just her.
many a hot night below decks, as it were.
Look at you scamp. You old
Yes.
scallywag.
Is she available now? Or are you two?
I haven't been back there in a while, but feel free. In the meantime, she said you needed some help with the magical items.
Magical items, yes. This is
Yes, something to purge a ghost
Yes.
ship. Perhaps
All
you,
right, well,
you must have
she
something.
briefed me on your needs. Right this way. And he brings you into a room here, and there are 2 long tables. And one of the tables has 5 weapons laid out on it, and each of the weapons has like an empty gemstone setting in the hilt. And on the other table, there are 5 glittering gems. And Fenwick says, yes, yeah, I laid these out after talking to the commander. The weapons are fine, but they aren't magical. Yet. Combine them with one of our enchanted gems here, and they will defeat any foe. Just take your time and choose wisely the pairings. I want each of you to get exactly what your heart desires. Yes?
What are the colors of the gems?
The gems are red, orange, blue, green, and yellow.
Purple? Oh.
And no purple. Although if you look at the blue in a certain light, it has a purplish hue.
I'll take the blue. I'll take the blue.
Okay.
Well, what do they do, Fenwick? What do each of these gems infuse into the weapon?
Ah, yes, well, this here is the gem of cruelty. This is the gem of destruction. This, of course, is the gem of floating, the gem of blasting, and then lastly, the gem of living through it.
Living through it.
Yes, that one is
Very interesting.
one of my favorites. So those are the 5 gems. And, of course, we have here a sword, a dagger, a staff, an axe, and a sling. You can insert one of these into any, and it will make the weapon magical.
And Filigree is going to reach out and grab the dagger. And the way that he grabs it, he like flips it in his hand a couple times, and you could just tell he's like extremely practiced with a knife. And he takes it and he's like, I think I'll take living through it. It's your favorite. I trust you. What do you say? Living through it and the dagger?
Oh, an excellent choice, yes. That is one an assassin may wield.
He gives him a wink.
I don't know why you got to choose that one first.
Says the prince.
Why did you choose that one? That's not.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your
Prince
Grace.
Jasper, you picked up the blue gem already.
I am a prince.
Yes.
I am always given the rights of first choice. That's the way it is. I mean,
You would prefer the dagger then? I thought you said rapier
I
earlier.
want living through it. I want living through it. That's
That is the
one I
yellow
want.
gem.
The yellow gem.
And you took the floating gem, is that right? Your Highness? Your Highnessness?
I want to choose differently.
Well,
Shall we trade then? Surely I could.
Yes, that would be best.
Though, living through it is, after all, Your Highness, quite vague, hard to interpret. Floating
It's not actually.
is very clear.
It's literally called living through it. Nobody's
Well-
ever done this before when they said it. He added that. That's not a thing. This isn't a thing.
Yes.
Living through it is what it's called.
His
Well,
air
I would-
punctuation
I would-
really intrigues the mind.
Yes.
I would urge you, my prince, to think about the value of a floating gem on an ocean ship. Should the ship come to
Yes. No, I understand what you're saying. That I have chosen this one for my liege, the king. And he hands the bugbear.
that
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
My son, what a selfless act of courage.
Yes,
And
Father.
So
Yes, Father.
Benny the Butcher will take an axe and put the
Oh,
yellow gem of living through it.
I see you've...
What?
Your Highness, I see you've grabbed the axe. How fitting for a king. Though that was the one I was literally, my hand was on it, and then you, whoop, slipped it from my hand.
Far be it from me to steal from my subjects. I will choose the final weapon and gem combination, for I am but an NPC.
No, but I give him the floating. I give him the blue.
He gave
floating.
him the blue.
I give him the
Floating.
blue
Oh,
floating.
I thought it was the yellow. All right, I guess I can put this in a sling. Does anyone want the sling?
Oh, I was really kind of hoping for the sling.
All right, I won't take the sling.
Amazing.
What kind of weapon would you like me to have?
Did
The
say
staff?
heart's desire, so I'm really leaning green, which I am, if memory serves, is blasting, and the sling. Yes, I'll just insert.
I think I'll take cruelty, destruction, cruelty, destruction, cruelty, destruction. I'll take the destruction gem and put that in my axe.
That leaves
good
cruelty for you.
And he looks in your eyes deeply, and he says, "Indeed it does." He hands you living through it,
Thank you.
and he gives you a chilling look. A small smile.
You will be rewarded for this, I assure you.
That was easy. I thought we would all fight about it.
Yes.
Glad that went over well, and no one's mad.
Which weapon would you choose? I will take the last, whichever it is.
Benny?
Benny will take either the staff or the sword.
I will. You should have the sword, Benny. I will take the staff.
And is cruelty red or orange?
The weapon of blasting is green, and that went to Gavarus, right?
Yes, yes.
Weapon of cruelty, orange. Who took that one?
I did.
All right, so that
Filigree.
one is Filigree. Weapon of destruction, red, Glenn the Great.
Me.
Weapon of floating, blue, Benny. And a sword, and then the weapon of living through it, yellow,
went to Prince Jasper. Excellent, wonderful choices. I may have made some different combinations, but I am but the seller. You are the customer, and Commander Arbeck has paid dearly for this rental. Anyhow, thank you for coming. Do me a favor. If you are allowed to remain out of prison, would you tell your friends about me and send them back? Because business is, it's up and down.
If I live through this, Fenwick, I'm going to need employment. I'd be happy to do any job you need, and I'll sleep in the loft. I have nowhere to live. I have nowhere.
Filigree.
Please.
Filigree, I have a few jobs that you may come in handy for. So please, yes, come visit me straight away after you succeed at whatever secret mission Commander Arbeck has planned for you. Please send her my regards.
Indeed. I look forward to seeing you, my friend.
Yes,
All right,
I
good
look
luck.
forward to seeing the look on her face when we mention your name. Yes.
And you leave. You leave with your magical weapons, and maybe Jasper and a couple other you still looking for a backdoor type situation.
Yeah, I'm actually now looking for pants. I have no pants on. I just need.
Yes, yes.
Before we go
Can
any
we shop
further,
for other things?
Yeah, is there
Yes.
any armor? Like
There is
chain
one
thing?
pair of booty shorts.
I'll take them. I will definitely take them.
All right, they are. They would probably be normal shorts for a halfling, but on you they are booty
Really
shorts.
great. Okay, good. And then any kind of
They say
jerkin?
juicy on the back.
Oh, God. I did not realize.
Oh,
Prince Jasper's thick as hell. Damn, look at those hams.
Why is he always hiding it under that gown?
I thought the chemise left nothing to the imagination, but good God, Jasper's caked up.
So you just tuck your prison-issued chemise into these booty shorts, and the guards lead you back towards the dock.
All right, so on the way back to the dock is when maybe it's something that's emanating out of this gem. Maybe just it being in Filigree's hands, even for a few moments, pushes it over the edge. He comes quietly up to Garavas and just says, "You realize we're going to have to kill Prince Glenn, right?"
As I said, I think your keen ears perceived it. Prince Glenn is an honorable dwarf.
Oh, yes.
What is honor? I think you and I know what it's worth.
Precisely.
in the background,
think
Glenn
we
is talking to Prince Jasper, and you hear him going, "Honey tarts, chocolate, meat pies. Ooh, what else am I going to eat when we get to land?"
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
No.
So good indeed. My brother is having a funeral, so you know they'll have all the layout will be incredible. Pheasant and turkey and ale.
Absolutely.
All the
Yo, yo.
ales of the kingdom. You are more than welcome. Bring your friends. Bring your friends.
Oh, I absolutely will. Your kitchen staff has the best meat
It's
pies. and they
exactly
will
how my brother would have wanted it.
Oh, bless him. Bless his heart.
All right, so a little haunting conversation there on one side and a light conversation on the other. And as you kind of crest a corner and see the ships in the distance, you now see this haunting ghost ship on the horizon. And it's almost at like the edge of your vision, this ghostly ship just emerges from the shadows over the bay. It's bathed in this sickly green light. It's like a huge three-masted vessel, almost the same size of the commander's ship that sits in the harbor. But unlike Arbeck's ship, time or maybe something else seems to have been unkind to this strange ship. You look, and even though it's very far away, those of you with keen eyes, you don't see any signs of life on the deck, and the sails are ripped and weathered as if it's been at sea for decades. A chill runs down all of your spines as you realize that the vessel doesn't seem to be leaving any wake at all. It's almost floating above the water rather than in it. And Commander Arbeck sees you approach with your enchanted weapons. She says, I trust that Fenwick was helpful, yes. He didn't speak
Indeed,
on any,
Fenwick is the best.
He didn't speak on any matters, right?
Oh.
Yes, he mentioned
well-
that you two have fallen into the lover's embrace once or twice. I find myself in that embrace quite often. I do enjoy it myself. Coitus, that is.
He brought that
dear.
up.
He brought that up.
He did.
yes.
It was literally one of the first things he brought up, yes.
He opened with it.
Yeah, he
He
shared
smiled.
a painting. There's a painting of you apparently holding a small
painting.
pearl.
Yes, there's a black velvet painting
There's a
of it
black
up behind
velvet,
the,
Painting.
the
it was
register.
Incredible craftsmanship.
Life at sea is lonely, and it was once or twice after many drinks we 34 and a half. That's when you're 69 with a half.
I followed you,
Who
yes.
hasn't? Who hasn't?
I'm familiar. I'm a dwarf.
Yes, who hasn't done the
Who
halfling's
hasn't done
arithmetic?
the half?
I'm not proud of it, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, here's your boat. And she leads you over to that smaller ship that was next to her ship, single mast, and along the side you see the name of the boat is Cod is Great.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. One final question before we embark on our
Yes.
great and noble journey, which will surely lift the curse that bedevils your bay.
Yes.
Did the appearance of this ship coincide with any goings on in Turtle Bay? Was anyone was it summoned by anything, or did it just appear, seemingly by random coincidence?
Yes, it seems very random. Yes, no, I looked into that, thinking that maybe there was something in the histories that would tell of a ship that maybe crashed off the coast
Yes.
many years ago around this same time. Nothing at all.
Strange.
But we just can't have that out there. The city is on the rise, and things like this can turn a city right back down into the gutter.
Yes,
You've
I
seen
know.
this-
I know ghost ship theory. There's one ghost ship in the neighborhood, and then suddenly the entire neighborhood falls into ruins.
All the housing prices go down.
Right. Yes. I'm sorry. We asked some of your Marines on the way, but turns out they're all new hires.
Yes, a couple of them are very new, but I've got a good feeling about them.
One of them said they've never been on a boat before, which didn't instill a lot of confidence in me.
Well, we're gonna have to work on that. This is why I'm glad to have the 5 of you.
Are
Yes, Mr. Hunt.
they going to be sailing our ship?
No, you'll be sailing your ship alone. You'll need to appoint a bosun, a helms person, and a mast person.
I'm so sorry.
Of course. Just
that's
but so
my,
there's just the 5 of us. Good.
that's my
so
trick here. You said it's only us
Yes.
on the ship.
Yes, my men are staying with me.
And
Your
he'll
Honor.
look at Garavas. Oh, excellent.
Very well.
That's
That's wonderful, Prince Jasper. Wonderful. You can
Yes.
relax below decks. You won't have to do a thing. Let's go.
Yes, and should you run into any trouble out there, it will be good to have my men here on shore. Isn't that right, men? And they all pull out bows and fire in the air simultaneously, and you see all the arrows go up and just like all land in a single buoy about 400, 500 yards out. So
500 yards.
So we shouldn't have any.
Can we just shoot
First,
the ship? Can
Commander.
we just shoot the ship from here? Why are we going up there? That was
much
incredible. That was just simply amazing. The arch.
Commander Abeck,
The
may I
sportsmanship.
compliment you on your new hires, because that is, without a doubt, the greatest spectacle of archery I have ever seen in my life,
That was-
and ever will see.
Want them to do it again? Fire! They hit the thing
Honestly, it
again.
seems like a
Wow.
waste at this point
It feels
of
like
good
it
arrows.
feels like
Glenn
if
is
we
just
put
cheering.
them-
Huzzah!
If we put them on the boat, just hear me out for a moment. We put them on the boat and got 500 yards away from the ghost ship. Perhaps they could rain pain down on the ghost ship.
You're not wrong, but I need them because I've lost 4 crews, and
But we're so far.
worst case scenario, you don't come back. At least I have them. And I've got to train them they don't know how to raise a sail. But that was mainly meant to be a threat to you.
Right,
should
right.
you?
I suppose understood.
To us.
I just wanted to threaten you.
Yes, Your Highness. for
Could you
us.
imagine, Your Grace?
Message
Could you imagine?
received. Now that you said it out loud, message received.
Glenn whispers to Prince Jasper, I think he was threatening us.
He most certainly was. He just said as much.
That seems unfair.
I'll walk
She
on the
shouldn't
boat.
do that.
You walk on the boat. All right, so someone's gonna have to be the bosun. You're gonna be in charge of deck maintenance. The most dexterous among you would be probably helpful. Someone's going to be the helms person to steer the boat.
I'm not doing that.
That's going to take brains, and then a mast person. That's straight up strength for hoisting and dropping the sail.
I will go to the mast. I've done this before, in fact. My father had many sailboats, and I've only been knocked unconscious by the boom arm 7 times.
Oh, great.
And he marches to the mast.
Mayhaps Betty the Butcher, the strongest of us all, by far, should
The
do
king
it.
can't possibly work the mast.
He's
Yes, I would have volunteered as my strength is nearly twice yours, but you got it first. So I, as your king, shall sit on the royal ship throne.
I will sit with my father, and we will let you do
Yes.
the work.
Yes, we will be the crew.
You're such a good king and such a good prince. I respect you, and I would protect you with my life.
Commander Arbeck waves. Good luck. I will see you when you return, and we will have a toast to your freedom. Yes?
And perhaps a date when I return safely.
Can't hear you.
Perhaps a date.
Too far from shore. now.
Dinner or ale.
Winner? Gale?
Oh, dear.
And you shove off.
You see me as I'm on the boat. You see me trying to do the moves with my staff. So I'm like trying to flip it around and punch at things.
Whoa, cool. Whoa.
It's like
Wow.
the flags. You know, in high school you have those flag teams. They throw and then they catch. He starts to like see what he can do with his staff.
Yes, Your Highness, excellent. Perhaps the ghosts aboard the ship will simply surrender after they see this display of flair.
Real quick, Alligator,
Yeah.
are we supposed to kill? Are we supposed to just investigate? Are we supposed to destroy, dispatch? Like, what is our
I
mission?
believe that, yeah, we're supposed to get rid of the ghost ship. Sure, sinking it, sure. But it's probably more like a puzzle in the sense that, like, the ghost ship is here for something that it needs to be resolved, right? Like, the reason it's here needs to be resolved, and maybe with our wits we can. And that's what he would say even in character. A dagger is not really going to be so much up against a legion of undead sailors. However, they may have been here. They may be here for a reason that we can help them solve. Give them
Just
the
so,
rest.
Filigree Hunt. It may be that, if indeed this is a ghost ship, that, we could simply help them complete unfinished business, and
Precisely.
then they would depart this mortal plane back from whence they came. And if indeed, as Arbeck thinks it is not a ghost ship, then we merely scuttle the damn thing and be on our way.
Indeed.
It's a riddle. It's like an undead riddle, right? We solve.
Are you
the
good at
riddle.
riddles, my prince?
I was quite good at them, actually.
Excellent. Well, then you relax and have a biscuit.
Thank you so much.
Be there shortly.
Yes, rest that brain of yours. It will be putting it to good use later.
Who's the bosun again? Is Gavarus or Philip?
I think that was me. I never
okay.
declared it, but I'll be boatswain.
All right. So, Filigree, you're the helms person.
Helmsman.
Okay.
That works.
So I'm going to need a check for Gavarus, Filigree, and Glenn as the mass person. Now, if assuming that Jasper and Benny can help, 2 of you who want the help can have advantage on the check.
I'll take advantage on the check if
same.
Benny is willing to help with the
I
helmsmanship.
think
All right,
Glenn
so
is
you're on your own,
too,
Glenn.
Glenn is too proud to ask after Benny offered and then took it
Wait,
back.
do you have any strength?
Yes, I'm
right.
very strong. I'm a strong
right.
man, a strong, round, short man.
Bald. You forgot bald.
And I'm bald. Well, my face is bald, but I have long blonde hair. Watch this. I'm gonna
All right,
roll.
everybody roll a check.
Wait, what are we rolling? Straight
Who's
check?
my
Yeah,
king.
so
This way.
Gavarus, Filigree, and Glenn roll, and Gavris
rolling
and
straight
Filigree.
dexterity.
Yeah, well, sorry. I'm sorry. So, Gavris, you're rolling dex. Joe, Filigree is rolling intelligence. And Glenn, you're rolling strength. But
So
Gavris and Filigree,
I'll add with Dex. That's about the best I can.
they're just going to get advantage as long as you're helping. So you don't even have to roll.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, you're just, as the crew member, you're helping.
And you're helping both of us, are you?
Yeah, you're good. The only one that doesn't have help is Glenn.
Yep.
So-
All right, here we go.
Roll twice and take the better, except.
Rolling the helmsmanship with advantage. Wow. 5 and a 2. Natural 5 and a natural 2.
Oh,
So that's an adjusted 7.
Okay. What about Gavris?
Well, I rolled a 7 twice, so that's a 9 in both cases.
What about old Glenn?
I rolled a natural 20.
Nice!
Amazing.
My God.
He is strong.
23, and he's just like hoisting, like just doing everything. Sweat pouring, but he is like a one-man show doing everything around the mast.
Keep it up, my prince. You're doing fantastic. Shit. But he's like looking at the way the ship's going off course.
The cod grinds to an unpleasant and embarrassing halt and suffers 5 points of structural damage as you're trying to get this thing. Chunks of wood splinter off into the water.
Oh,
Body of tar. What was that? Body of tear. What was that?
nothing to concern yourself with. I didn't see the rising floor there. It's all right. It's all right. How am I supposed to know how deep the keel is? I'm fixing it now. Just keep doing what you're doing.
I was trying to keep fast the halyard lines, but I was distracted by Prince Jasper's massive cakes.
Prince Jasper, if you could stop doing cool staff moves and dancing on the deck, I think it's throwing everyone off.
He's popping that thing.
God, he does.
That's my boy.
I start rolling around the mast.
All right, give me another roll, and everybody except Glenn. You don't have advantage.
Okay.
Another shot at this. Oh my God.
Your own incompetence is going to be the
If
monster.
we
at the end of
drown as an episode of Fast Purple Worm Kill, this book is doomed.
19.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
16.
Ah, well played.
I think it's unfair I had to roll again without advantage because I did roll a 3, and that's a 6.
a 3 and a 6. Looks like everything was going well, except Glenn could not get the sail up, and you start turning the side, and you hit like a rock wall. What? More chunks splinter off, another 5 points of structural damage to the hull of the ship, and now you start to be a little concerned about even making it out there.
What? First, we gotta get away from the jetty. We have got to get
Why
away
are we so
from
close to
jetty.
the rocks, man?
Let your king help!
Okay, I got rope burn all over my hands. Could you help me, Benny? My hands are quite... Ow, I don't even think I can hold my axe. Ooh, it hurts.
All right, Benny helps. The other two of you roll again with advantage.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
With advantage again. There we go.
Benny
That's
pushes
21
you out
that
of the
time.
way, Glenn.
Oh,
That's more like it.
And Gavris, what'd you get?
I got a unnatural 20.
Nice.
With Benny's help, you get the ship moving in the right direction. And Benny is like shaking the whole time. He's like, I hate it. I hate the water.
I'll start to console him. I'll in sooth, Benny. This is a seaworthy ship. Look it, we are doing great. We're still afloat. We're getting closer to the ghost boat. What could go wrong?
Have you heard the tale of how this crummy little port was named? He sits there as you approach this ghost ship in the distance, and he's like shivering. He's like, it's just a bedtime story for wee little kids to keep them out of the ocean, I suppose. Once upon a time, so they tell it, there was a massive sea beast that lived in this bay. Half dragon and half turtle, they said. Load of nonsense, of course. What would you even call that, I wonder? A turtle dragon? A drattle? Or a turgan?
These are questions indeed. But I do remember in my readings, I had a tutor from very young till just recently. I do remember reading about turtle dragons? That is a real thing.
Do you have history, intelligence history?
Yes. So part of my lineage, I rolled an 18. And then with history, is a 0, so 18.
18. All right, so you realize that he's talking about a dragon turtle, sort of like almost mythical sea creature. Turtle Bay's been around for a long time, started as a prison colony, city rose up around it. Could perhaps this bay have been named after a beast like this? Well, it's odd that Benny brings that up, because as you come within a half a mile of the ghost ship, you start to see that there is some stuff going on the ship. From far away, you didn't see any life there, but now you see several ghostly apparitions floating about the deck. But you are distracted as there is this massive bubble off the port side of the cod just forming. And then emerging from this bubble is this enormous sea creature that opens up its jaws and lets out a deafening roar, spraying all of you with water as it does so. As standing directly next to the cod is an enormous dragon turtle.
Oh my God.
Roll for initiative.
Oh my God, that's a shark. Like, oh my
Yes,
God.
that is a shark. That is to
Look
scale
at the
there.
scale.
Oh.
Roll
Oh my
for
God.
initiative.
Wait, this was never mentioned, so the dragon turtle was never seen on any of the previous nights?
Nope.
Nope.
I do have a theory as to what caused that ghost ship to meet its end, though.
Yeah, for real.
I got
Oh
an 8.
my God.
You got an 8 there, Prince Jasper?
We have these magical weapons. Now we must put them to use.
You all right? Of course, my prince.
Filigree, what did you get?
I got a freaking 4.
Okay.
Natural 2. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, 4. Freaking 4.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Glenn the Great.
I also got an 8.
Okay. And Garavis.
Breaking that ceiling of 10, I got a 14.
Nice.
Ooh.
Save us,
All right.
Garavis. You're our only hope.
Okay.
You are all standing on deck as this kaiju emerges from the water. I mean, the boat is, you hear it like starting to splinter just from the force of it emerging from the water. It lets out this huge roar. What weapon do you have, Gavaris?
I have.
What gem?
You just look at Gavaris, his pointed ears getting just pasted with foam and cold sea spray as this turtle maw crests and breaks through the water, and then pan down to his hand as just a leather thong drops from it. He's got a sling.
He's got a sling with the
and set into it as a green gem.
green gem, the weapon of blasting. Well, if you hit this dragon turtle with this sling, it will then have to roll a DC 15 strength saving throw or be moved 15 feet away from you in a straight line. However, you must be laughing maniacally while using this weapon to activate the blasting effect. Perhaps 15 feet is all you need to get away.
Naturally, we should have turned back. 1,000 archers are better than facing this beast. And
Gavaris, can you buy us some time?
Yes, I believe I can.
Just get me
As
some
absurd
room and
as
I'll
it
get
is,
this ship out of
it
here.
is to laugh. And I whip. And here we go.
Here we go.
He's gone mad.
And I roll a 6.
The tiny stone flies from the sling and just bounces off its shell. And it is not sent back 15 feet.
As soon as you miss, I say to you, turn this boat around. We must make it back to our shore. Turn this boat around.
Yes, there is a ballista on the ship, and the ship can also be moved. You could take a move action here to push the ship either forward towards the ghost ship or back towards the shore, away from it. You have those options, and remember, you could shoot the ballista instead of using your weapon. But you do have a move action left. What would you like to do, Avarice?
I have a move action left.
Yeah, a move action which you could use to move the ship, we'll say.
I do it. I'm that laugh dies in my throat as my sling bolt just pings impotently off the doughty shell of the turtle, and I dash over to the helm, and I'm just like, "We need to make tracks!" and just I'll grab one of its little spokes and spin it, just trying to bank the ship away. It's time to get out of here. We should have gotten out of here from the very start. Freedom, sweet freedom.
And the Kata's Great veers away from the massive dragon turtle, still within reach of this tiny ship in comparison. It is Glenn the Great's turn.
Glenn, oh boy. Okay, so Glenn has an axe, and it has a gem of destruction in it, which I feel like would help us. But is there any way to get close enough to the turtle at this point with the axe?
I mean, it's kind of a hero move. I don't know if that interests you, but you could just run across the deck, jump, and try and strike it.
Yes, please do that.
I don't know if that's something...
You would protect me at all costs.
Glenn would 1,000% do that.
Nice.
He looks out across, he sees everything in slow motion, and he's always wanted to be a hero. He's never been a hero. He's a paladin, and he's trying so hard, but then he had to go to prison for having sex with a queen that the king allowed him to have sex with, but it all got messed up. And he's like, now's my redemption moment, and I'll prove to everyone that I am good. And he looks across, grabs his battle axe, red gem glowing inside it, grips it tight, water spraying, and his stubby little legs start do, and he's gonna run and jump off the deck to try to hit the turtle.
Yes, and you have the red Weapon of Destruction gem. You can invoke great destructive power when you wield this weapon, causing triple damage on a successful hit as a free action, but it requires a magical word or phrase to be uttered, and you choose that as you're flying through the air. So what do you say?
I think Glenn says, I am allowed to have sex with whoever I want. Oh, it's
just
one
a word. Or phrase, I guess. Let's go with phrase. I'm allowed to have sex with whoever I want. That's magical.
And he
Just
comes
beautiful.
down.
No shaming!
Roll the hit.
Oh, God.
No
right.
slut shaming.
No slut shaming. All right. I have a great axe. Is that the same to hit, probably?
Yeah, same to hit.
All right, here I
Do
go.
all the damage.
Come on,
Could
Glenn.
be triple damage, maybe 6 times damage on a crit.
That's going to be a 27.
No.
That's a hit.
Yes!
That's a hit. That's going to be triple
27.
Come
damage.
on.
Oh, I rolled a natty 17. All right, here we go.
Glenn the
It's,
Great indeed.
Oh my gosh, I didn't really plan to do any damage. I don't have any of my dice near me. Okay, here I go.
All right, so you fly through the air, leaping off the boat. You bring down destructive power against the shell of this mighty beast. Triple damage.
Oh, that's a D20. It's a D12 for damage, plus 3.
Ooh.
Okay, 8 on the die.
Okay.
So do I roll 3 times?
No, 24 points of damage.
Nice.
Plus 3, the 3.
I counted that.
You
'cause
did.
rolled an
Do you
8
add the
plus-
3
Oh, wait,
times?
you rolled an 8 plus 3?
Yeah,
Okay, so 33 points of damage.
33 points of damage.
Larry Bird worth of damage on this thing. Caw-caw. And then you just hit it and you slide down its shell into the water. Or maybe you're like standing on a ridge of its shell. It's so large. I'm going to say you're
I mean, the
above
axe
water.
is probably embedded in the
like
shell.
You can't get it out.
Well, even better. Why am I narrating this?
And then he's
Holding
just there.
on.
And he goes,
Turtle Rider.
I'm all right. I'm alive.
I made it.
He yells back to the group.
Look
Captain
at him,
Ahab.
Father. Look at him. Look at the bravery of Glenn the Great.
Look at me, Papa.
What?
Yes, someday he will be my son as well. Prince Jasper, you are up.
What is the butcher doing?
That's how that works.
Oh, I'm up. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I have my. So as I hold this staff, I concentrate and focus and try to understand its greater power. I throw it up as a flag routine. Catch it. What do I have?
You catch it, you have the weapon of living through it. While holding this weapon, you receive a +5 bonus to your AC and gain 5 temporary hit points, which last until they are depleted or you finish a long rest. However, while holding this weapon, you suffer the unfortunate side effect of sounding wildly overconfident no matter what you say.
Do anything. I can do anything. Watch this. I'm gonna steer this boat to safety easily. I'll grab my staff and immediately start rowing.
Like a gondola?
With my staff, yes. Come, we are on the way to freedom.
I love it. I'm going to say that is, you're powerful enough with this magical weapon to really create some distance.
Yes.
From Prince Glenn the Great and the Dragon Turtle.
What is my father, the great butcher, doing? Like, what is happening?
He rolled a 2, so he's going to go after Filigree, who is up next. Filigree, you see Glenn the Great has jumped across, buried his axe in this thing. While Gavarus missed, he was able to turn the boat away, and then Prince Jasper, using his magical staff, is bravely and overconfidently pushing the ship and creating some distance here.
Yeah, you know those canoe races? Like, I'm that dude. I'm that dude.
Magical oar.
Keep up the work, Your Majesty.
I am.
And he's just gonna turn to Gavarus and say that Prince Glenn is so brave, so honorable.
Yes.
And immediately try to turn the ship further away and make more distance from Prince Glenn and the turtle.
Hold him off, Glenn! You can do
What do I do here?
anything!
Just circle around and pick me up.
We'll be right back, Your Highness.
Yes, count on us.
Deception check.
Do you want to use 2 move actions to just really create even more distance?
Yeah, he wants to do he was at the helm, so he wants to use the helmsman to create more distance from the creature.
All right, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Okay. 6.
6. Okay. You're like, got it, and you really start pushing it. But as you do, you realize you're pushing it right back towards the dragon turtle. You're like, no, that's the wrong way.
Be some unseen current here. What is happening, Gavarus?
We're fighting
give this a try.
opposite direction, you and I. Stop, people.
You're returning.
I will save us, single-handedly.
Well, I will say this in my defense, Gavarus. I have never piloted a ship in my life.
Yes.
So there's that.
Yes. None of us are seamen. This is our first time. So we're now cruising back toward the turtle.
You're kind of cruising back towards. You're kind of just stuck right in the middle there.
We're on our way, Prince.
Try to put my arm out. Little closer.
It's Benny the Butcher's turn. Benny the Butcher has a sword with the weapon of floating blue gem in the hilt. When you hit a creature with this weapon, you are subjected to effects of the levitate spell, rising vertically up to 20 feet and remaining there for 10 minutes or until you end the spell as a free action. Once used, this power cannot be used again until you finish a long rest. So, should Benny hit this turtle, he could start levitating and perhaps fly away home. So Benny, seeing the boat turn back, he's like, no, I must avenge my family. I must do this for my kingdom. And Benny just kind of sidles over to the side and slowly lowers himself into the water.
Oh!
And just kind of dog paddles over to the dragon turtle and tries to hit it with his sword.
Wow! So brave.
And he hits it.
Nice!
He hits it with a 23.
Wow.
And he does just a little bit of damage. He does 6 points of damage. However, all of a sudden, Benny starts flying. He's like flying 20 feet in the air. He's just floating up over the turtle. And he says, Prince Glenn, grab my hand! And now it's the turtle's turn.
Oh.
The turtle, with Glenn the Great embedded in his back and Benny the Butcher floating up ahead, looks over in the direction of the boat, moves towards the boat, and then bites the boat, claws the boat, and uses its tail against the boat.
Oh.
I'll save you the rolls and damage. Boom, boom, boom! The boat crumbles, and the three of you that are on the boat fall into the water. You're just like
The churning of the
underwater,
water.
clinging to pieces of the ship, but you are still very much alive as we go to the top of round 2.
Nice.
It is Garavis's turn. Garavis, you are underwater. You surface, and you still have your weapon in hand. You're about 50 feet away from this. Oh no, I'd say you're a move action away from the turtle, should you so choose.
Great. Just out of curiosity, out of my peripheral vision,
Yeah.
what'd that ghost ship do? What's going on with the ghost
All right,
ship?
so you look
that's
in the
also
distance
there?
of the ghost ship, trying to like adjust your eyes to the night, and now you see for sure there are like dozens and dozens of people, and they look to be like dancing and cavorting on the deck of the ship. Again, just ghostly apparitions, but they seem to be like celebrating or creating something. You start to think, are they the ones controlling this dragon turtle? Are they in some sort of communion here? This undead pirate ship and the dragon turtle?
Oh my god!
God.
So yeah, I mean, I'm stuck stranded in the water. I will of course splish splash. He's of course swum in brooks and lakes fed by crystal clear waterfalls. So he swift as a trout. He moves towards the turtle, surfaces, ha, and flings another sling bolt.
This could be the one.
We go. This is for all the marbles.
The weapon of blasting. This would send the turtle further
15
away.
feet away.
This gargantuan turtle.
How's a 12 suit ya?
Ding,
As
ding, ding, ding.
as Prince Glenn the Great is embedded in the turtle's back,
Damn it.
you just feel a tiny little pebble hit the back of your leg. What was that?
Damn.
And you can swim a little bit. I'm assuming you want to swim away from it.
Yes.
Yes, you swim away from it. Glenn the Great.
All
I've been
right.
waiting for this turn.
So Glenn's axe is in the turtle. Mm-hmm. Can he like push his feet on the side of it, pull his axe out?
Oh yeah,
and then just
slide down the back a little bit.
yeah, he slips like whoa, and then he wants to try to embed it once again.
Okay.
He's so brave and so dumb.
You yet again utter the magical phrase.
Oh right, I'm a no slut shaming. I can go wherever I want.
That's right.
All right. It's a couple phrases. They kind of change around depending on the mood he's in. Ooh. Oh, is that going to hit? 17 to hit.
17 misses.
Dang
which is
it.
actually, it doesn't miss. There's no way you could miss this thing. It just doesn't do any damage. It just-
Yeah.
and it does not embed in the shell of this thing. Do you stay on the turtle's back or do you jump into the water for safety?
Well, considering there's no ship anymore, I think he's going to call out. He's going to call out to everybody else who he sees in the water, except for Benny, I guess. But he says, "Hop on its back. Perhaps we are safer on top of it than in its path where it might trample us in the waters.
Hop on its back.
Come with me, I'll save you."
Prince Jasper, you're up. You're floating in the water.
How far away are we from the turtle? From the dragon?
You're a move action away. You can swim towards it if you want.
Okay. This is. There's no doubt that I can crush this thing with my staff because that is the power that's been given to me. And I'm royalty. I never fail. I killed my brother. I've ascended to the second in line. I never fail. I will swim. I was an incredible swimmer, so I will swim towards the dragon turtle. And I will easily scale on top. I will scale the turtle, like the big fin. I'm gonna try to scale it with one hand as I hold on to my staff. Totally makes sense. But I feel like I can do it, Troy. I don't know why I couldn't.
Why not?
I'm physically very gifted.
This is a fantasy world. You can do whatever you want. I love it.
I swear to God, this is 100% the truth. That's a natural 20. Natural! I swear
All right.
on my brother's eyeballs, that's a natural 20.
No, there's.
I
All right.
am like full of absolute confidence that I can do this shit, And as like the turtle kind of swipes down, I grab it and I take the momentum and lift myself. It sort of flies me in the air and I catch hold and I scamper up.
All right, so that's going to be 1d6 plus your strength modifier times 2 on a crit. It's already taken 33 points of damage.
Oh, that's what I do. Yeah, I go up and I attack with my staff. That's
Wham!
what
Yeah.
I was just climbing. But you've
I
given
like
me
this
the
as a hit.
opportunity to hit and watch what happens as I drop this bitch. This fucking bitch. I'm gonna drop the turtle and I'm gonna go home and let you. 2d6.
You guys
what?
would go from level 1 to level 8 in one kill.
Stop. I give a little booty shake as I'm fucking gonna bring this shit down. All right,
my boy.
2d6.
Aw, Glenn is like, oh, wow.
That's a
Max.
legit 6
Max?
and a 4, so 10 damage. Oh, you said
Okay.
2d6, right?
Yeah, do you have a strength bonus? A strength modifier?
0 bonus. Zero strength
bonus.
bonus.
All right, so just wham! You crack the staff on the back of this thing.
Oh, and +5. Yeah, I got +5. Yeah.
It lets out a bellow that
Bro,
shakes the land.
I have 5 additional hit points. Like, what is going to happen to this fool?
You are going to live forever.
Finally,
Filigree.
a game where I live. Thank you.
Filigree, you surface. You surface as well. Splinters of wood surrounding you.
Oh man, taking stock of the scene. Man, this is a tricky situation. Like the first, Jasper's waving. They're all up on it, all up getting on it, and he thinks that there's some wisdom to. If you're on its back, it can't eat you. But if I'm where I am, it can eat me. So as I'm thrashing around in the water. So I'm going to. Can I attempt to grab on to some broken planks from the ship?
Yeah.
And like ease over to it with a stealth check?
Some
like
flotsam?
hiding. Yeah, some flotsam, like hiding and like slowly swimming my way over, like so that it doesn't see me or know that I'm there.
I like it. All right, so give me a stealth check to try and hide behind
Stealth
some...
check, dirty 20.
Okay. It's very focused on the creatures on its back as well as the flying bugbear. You feel like maybe you've found a way to sneak and you could just
Maybe I could even get to the soft, fleshy parts.
You could swim. So you want to swim towards it while you're hiding.
Towards it, yeah.
I like
just
it.
like very slowly. I'll use 2 move actions to do it slowly. He's just like kicking a leg, but he's hiding in this flotsam.
It's Benny the
Like
Butcher's turn.
Gollum. in The river.
Benny is still 20 feet in the air, holding a sword, and Benny. What is Benny gonna do here? Benny's like, hey, and he just throws the sword at the
I
turtle.
think with levitate you can go up and down.
You can, right? Like you can kind of float down.
that's
and up.
how it
It's like a
worked
straight
in
line.
Pathfinder.
All right, so he's gonna be like, first floor, death, and he swings and misses with the
Oh my
sword.
gosh.
And he's like, ah, and he just slowly rises back up. Sits there 20 feet. It is now the dragon turtle's turn. So, Prince Jasper is on its back. Glenn the Great is on its back. Gavarus is floating near it, right? Mm-hmm. And Filigree Hunt is hiding behind a piece of wood and slowly approaching it. Awesome. So it is going to attempt to bite Prince Glenn the Great. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh, let me just check my sheet. Yes, that hits.
You take 28 points of damage.
28. In
So
one
yes,
shot.
Glenn with his axe gets fully eaten.
And it doesn't matter that you're on its back. It could reach right back and just eat you
Head of
off
a turtle. And it goes back and it grabs him in a comical, but it's not funny because he dies, way where it chomps down and then it pulls up and all that's left are like his shin bones sticking up out of his shoes as his shoes are on the turtle. And he's gone. He's fucking gone. And then it
Wow,
burps
in
back out
one
his
bite.
axe. It's just like, and the axe falls out.
Tink, 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 tink. It then takes its claw and goes to swat at Prince Jasper.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
First of all, I like to challenge the There's no way a turtle can snap backwards. That's totally bullshit.
Oh no, he's fighting with the DM.
Like,
He's fighting with the DM.
It rolled onto its belly and like.
Yes, it's slow. Like a turtle's slow. Like we would see it coming. Like,
I took a -2 to the attack.
You did?
No.
That's so sad for me.
I just
You know what it can do? It can swat you to hell.
I just
Prince
took
Jasper.
It just flew
Benny's
me
like,
in the air. We're like one.
Son! Natural 20.
I disbelieve. I immediately, first of all, I protect myself with my staff of for sure living.
Hold up
I
the
protect my
staff
staff.
of living through it.
Yeah, immortal staff, never gonna die
Yes,
powers.
I
for
literally.
sure.
This is bull. I disbelieve as I die.
Disbelieve as you die, as maybe those 5 extra hit points will save you from
Well, you
38
didn't
points
do
of
any
damage.
damage, bro. You didn't do the damage.
38 points of damage.
That's bullshit because you didn't roll. So I don't accept your answer.
I like the idea. I did. I rolled it. I like the idea that it hits you. You hold this up, and it just knocks you into like the next county. It's just like,
This is.
I'll live forever.
What the hell are the arrow guys doing? They're really fucking us right now. I didn't see a
Unfortunately,
single
you're
arrow.
you're at 600 yards. They can only hit from 500 yards away. It has
kidding
one more
my
attack
ass.
as part of its multi-attack, and it uses its tail on poor Gavris. Gavris sitting there in the water. It just whips around with the tail and smacks you with a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
It hits you with a 25. It's not too bad. It's only 28 points of damage. Wham! Walk me through that death.
Can I say that I am a ranger? I'm used to, as I keep saying, the sylvan and verdant landscape of the primeval wood. But that means that I'm also, I like to commune with nature. So I'd like to imagine that at this moment, Gavris is just surveying the scene like, yes, Honor is going to get everyone killed. We'll all end up like ghosts on that damnable ship. And at that moment, he kind of pokes his head under the water and he's just like, he sees maybe they're bobbing in the, under the water, the black eyes of a seal. And he's like, that's my ticket out of here. as he's kind of doing his animal handling of stuff of like, come here, my watery friend, tow me to safety. A draconic turtle tail the size of a Mack truck plows through the water like a speedboat and and it unfolds like a bullwhip and just the point of it hits Gavris's head and it completely detaches. His head goes off like a champagne cork.
And the ghost ship celebrates. And the ghost ship celebrates.
Skipping along the water, yes.
they're
The
just
ghost ship like,
dancing.
yay!
Ooh, do another one. Do another one.
And the seal just impassively watches as the headless body of Gavris begins to sink
Floats
in
to
the
the bottom
cold water
of Turtle Bay. Well, oddly enough, there is time for a round 3 as both Benny the Butcher and Filigree Hunt still live. Filigree, what do you do here? The dragon turtle is looking up towards Benny the Butcher and like looking around. It smells something. The people on the boat, cavorting, dancing. You hear music through the air. What do you do?
So crazy. I think at this point, he's seeing this horrifying gore, but he's keeping his cool. This is actually one of his personality traits. It's like he does not get rattled under pressure. And he just like he's going to try to ride this out in pure stealth. He's going to try to mold into the planks and just like hide and hope that he can wait out the night. Maybe it won't sense him, and see if he can actually just let it move on. So
Give me a stealth check.
That's good.
come on, dude.
Give a stealth check.
21
What?
this time.
Come on, dude.
21.
21.
Turtle can't have good perception.
1.
This turtle
That
cannot
turtle
have good
cannot
perception.
You can't
have
smell, dude.
good perception.
You can't smell
He
shit
can't.
underwater, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
everyone
They don't
knows
smell
that.
underwater.
I'm gonna
It's a
read
turtle, bro.
dragon turtle smells right
They have
now.
little pretty eyes.
Type into Google Images, dragon turtle
Turtles-
smells.
dragon
and see
turtle
what comes
smell
up.
power.
Yeah, what's your?
No results.
I want to
no
see
results.
all rolls.
Turtle eyes good?
Dragon turtle eyes good, water dark? I don't know.
Yeah.
Benny the Butcher's turn. Benny comes down, swings with the sword, hits with the sword, and
Good
does
for you, Benny.
another 9 points of damage. So this
Is it
thing's
dead?
taken a little damage. It is not dead. And then Benny levitates right back up again.
How many hit points does it have?
Yeah.
It only has. It started with 341.
Oh my
yeah.
god! What level
But you
is
guys have taken it into the 200s. It is a. It is beyond 20. That's how it's listed.
it? Oh my
here.
god! It's a mythical, godlike beast from subterranean beast.
It is the dragon turtle's turn, and the dragon turtle looks around, sniffing, as Filigree's hiding behind that wood. But thankfully,
Dude, we referenced the Usual Suspects earlier.
yeah,
It's like the wall of all this stuff on the ship.
Yes, the
And
wall
there-
of cables and ropes.
You just see that. You don't see a person, but we find out later somebody's behind it.
he rears up out of the water, sort of like reaching towards Benny, and he like comes up and almost stands on the water with his head pointing down and lets out a blast of steam out of his mouth in a 60-foot cone that also includes poor Filigree.
Wait a second. Turtles don't fly, bro.
Well, some
Turtles
protection
cannot
from the
get that
planks.
angle down.
Give me a Constitution saving throw. I'll roll one for Benny as well.
All right, Constitution saving throw. Dude, I
Benny
got this.
fails.
What if I nat 20 this?
You're
What are you
fine.
going to do
Then you
then,
live.
Lavallee?
Then you live.
How are you going to end your show then?
He doesn't even
Here
know
we go.
you're
Maybe
there.
you'll live. Maybe you'll live.
I might live. Con save. Natural 4.
That's
You
not
and
good.
Benny take 52 points of fire.
Steam damage.
Yeah, so he's like hiding behind this thing. He's like, I don't think it sees me. And then just like, and I mean, his skin bubbles, melts. Immediately, his bone is just exposed. It is the melting scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, his skin just comes
that's
off
so
of his
good.
body.
Fish
and he
immediately
just-
start to eat you. Fish come up
Yeah.
and down.
Fish come up.
That's like such good food.
And the last thing he wants to know or think before he departs this mortal coil is, what did the cruel gem do? I never got to find out.
What did the cruel gem do?
Benny's cruel, or no, your cruel gem. You never used it.
I never used
Because you hid like a coward for the whole
it
battle.
starts floating to the bottom of the ocean. We just see it floating down in the harbor. Maybe one day it'll be found by someone
100
the
years from
dagger.
now.
100 years from now.
And we just see the dragon scooping up the bits of your remains in its mouth. And then it sinks deep below the water. And then we come back up to that ghost ship in the distance and just start coming in closer and closer to it, zooming in, moving our camera closer and closer, and eventually we get close enough that you see that it is not a ghost ship at all, but a totally normal ship hosting a 3-day Dead Hands Eve party. And the misty appearance was all just illusion magic. And you see all of Commander Arbeck's men who disappeared dancing and partying on the boat. We black out. Your deaths, though tragic, and though you were imprisoned for life for crimes that you may or may not have committed, your story becomes an integral part of the town's dragon turtle-centric lore. How do you think your story is told to the next generation? Glenn the Great.
Well, fuck. Sydney is so mad. However, when they saw Glenn leap off the boat, they imagined him to be a hero. They truly tell his tale, that he would have been like the savior. He's this paladin. He's got this glowing light of tear. But they did mishear him when he said his catchphrase for his weapon, which was, I can have sex with whoever I want. I was so far away, and I didn't quite hear that that's what it was. And I think they might have misheard it. Ross, what was it that they misheard it as when he said, I can have sex with whoever I want? It was so far.
Yeah, it was. That statement is misinterpreted as, you must respect.
You
must respect for those who can't.
You must respect for those who can't, which was weird. And they were kind of like, huh, okay. So when they retell the story of Glenn the Great, it's like a children's tale now. And it's when they tuck their little kids into bed and they're like, you must respect. I already forgot it. You must respect
those who can't.
Those who can't. And, or the dragon turtle will get you and chomp off your whole body and just leave your shin bones and your feet on the back of it. Good night. And that's the story.
What about old Gavarus? How is his story told? He's a hero now.
Oh yeah, he's a hero. Yeah, I think a peculiar thing happens one day where some people picking up shells along the beach of Turtle Bay find a seal sunning itself on a rock next to a headless body, and that is such a peculiar tableau that it becomes a part of local a folklore of a man who fell in love with a selkie or a seal, and there just becomes this little folktale about like a seal who shed its skin and fell in love with a man who went out to sea, and they perished because they could not be together. And this little bit of homespun aquatic folk lore grows up around Gavarus, which in some way he would have enjoyed, since it is in some way related to respect and communion with nature. The rivers, the oceans, the brooks, the streams, the roots and twigs and berries.
I love it. Prince Jasper?
Well, Prince Jasper's father was very powerful. King Rudy, and was now in total grief because he's lost his two oldest sons. His third son, Prince Gary, also believes, I will never remember any of these names, also believes that this was wrong. This whole thing was, Jasper was framed. This was something he did not do. And in this moment of like the audacity of applying real world consequences to those that are rich, the king goes out and purchases all the land around Turtle Bay. He then takes the penal colony itself and destroys it. And what he does is that he actually takes that entire bay and makes it his own private playground. And it's in this as he starts to build like small castles that litter along the edge of this bay, and he's made it this enclave for the rich. And over the next 100 years, many people come in, and royal families from all over the lands come and start to inhabit these like timeshares on this bay, and it's become this bastion for the rich. And 100 years from now, as people have forgotten about the dragon turtle, the dragon turtle rises up out of boredom to see what's happening with dragon, because he had some kind of pack that kept bringing him there. And as he comes up, he realizes that the ground is fertile with rich, fat people, and he spends the next 100 days destroying the entire Turtle Bay community and completely destroying the patriarchy and the royal lineage of hundreds of families, and completely changes the entire history of man itself.
Right. Gamera.
What about old Filigree Hunt? How is his story told?
You shouldn't have had me go last. You gave me too much time.
I always give you extra time.
This time I'm going to use it. Filigree Hunt's name is stricken from any attachment to this event. The Duke has seen to it that he is never mentioned, that he is never named as a hero, that he continues to be lost in obscurity forever. We thought it would take 100 years. It did not. It took only one for a fisherman's net to happen to catch a dagger deep beneath the waters. It came up with a glistening red gem in it. The fisherman, excited at his find, kept it very secret, detached it from the weapon, and during some hard times, within that next year, sold it to a pawn shop. The pawn shop took it, displayed it proudly in their window for sale, when one day the Duke walked by. He thought, what a beautiful gift for my wife. He buys the gem and gives to his wife the gem of cruelty, which she hangs around her neck. For days and days, it works on her mind. She doesn't realize it, but it's finally giving her the strength to do what she has needed to do for so long to this horrible, horrible man. Slowly over time, she begins poisoning his food, night after night after night, until the Duke is killed. And there we see, at the funeral, the sad parties all standing around, his daughter and her husband, there, watching through the festivities, and standing by the daughter's side, her 10-year-old son, who strangely enough looks a little bit like Filigree Hunt.
Yes!
We're out here, baby!
That's Master Troy
I get my revenge on that son of a bitch.
Man,
Yes.
it is always a blast playing this, and now you have a chance to play at home as well. Support the Kickstarter. You've seen the link all through the chat. Check out the link in the description. Go to Beadle Grimm's website. Help support them. They're a great group, great company, great guys, and we really believe in what they're doing. So please help them out, and you can play this at home when it releases. Dude, we got to do this again. I want to play every scenario in the book.
It's
Yes.
great.
Blast.
Yeah, playing live, Ross can talk about that. I mean, we play live. It's when you get people around a table, you have a couple cocktails, or that's you're into that kind of thing. It's just a blast. I think there's like a freedom within form, right? There's joy. You don't have to carry too much. Like, you don't have to hold a story, and you don't have to get people together over years to complete a campaign. It's just a great night to play a one shot. Great way to play a one shot. So.
Yeah, it's a great way to play a one shot, a great way to hang out with your friends and have a laugh, but also dig into the seriousness, because the more seriously they take it, the more fun it is when they all explode. But
And
it's
you're just
also
going to end up, you're just going to end up with an amazing memory. Like you're always going to be able to remember that story much more so than any one session of a campaign.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll even inspire your future character for a different campaign, who is the son of your dead character who died in Fast and Purple Worm. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
It's also a great way, I think, as a DM, if you're somebody that's nervous to DM, which I think that's a lot of people, right? I know I'm nervous to DM the first time I started. This is a great way to break the ice. There's zero stress. It's an easy, we lay it out for you how to play. We give you, alternates that you can put into the game. It's just really fun. So if you're out there, you're trepidatious, you're nervous, this is a great way to jump in.
Yeah, and if you live in the LA area, you guys are doing like live at the Comedy Store,
you guys
right?
have to come play. I mean, Comedy Store is like a
Let's hear it.
legendary spot. It's super fun. We've sold out, I think we've had 3 shows now. Each one of them sold out, so it's super fun. The first Sunday of every month. So
Heck yeah.
yeah, it's good.
Thank you, Matthew Lillard, Joe
Thanks,
O'Brien,
man.
Sydney Amanuel, Ross Bryant. I'm Troy Lavallee. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Go support the Kickstarter, and we'll see you real soon.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Glass
Good night,
Cannon.
everybody.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Have respect for those who can't.
Respect for those who can't. Have respect for those who can't.
That's our show. Thanks again for watching. Please look for the official Purple Worm Adventure book, Everybody Dies, Volume 1, and join us for our next show, because there's always hope Except here on Cannon Purple Kill Worm Glass. Kill. Nailed it.
Watch out, the purple worm is coming for you. Watch out, Draco Lynch is coming for you. Watch out, the